We have another frigid morning out there as wind chills get as low as -30 when we head into our morning commute. I'll have all the details on just how cold we're expecting to get coming up in just a couple seconds.
Right now this morning, the Emergency Day Center in La Crosse will open due to the extreme weather. I'll have more info on that up next.
Tension still high in Minneapolis as protesters continue to turn out over that recent deadly ice-involved shooting. And the weather may be freezing, but people are still hitting area lakes for some ice fishing. We've got more in this week's Eyepiece. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Monday, January 19th. It is 6:01 a.m. A fresh week awaits us all. We'll send it over first thing to meteorologist Nicole Skaliski. She's in the Weather Center tracking some bitter cold. Hopefully people have got some extra time out there to warm their cars up this morning. You're going to need it.
Yeah, definitely a wake-up call to start the week off, to say the least. We're looking at wind chills as low as -30 across the area still, with little improvement to come over the next few hours. So if you have to head out at all until about the noon hour, make sure you are bundling up, because these are dangerous wind chills, sitting at what feels like -28 right now in La Crosse, -32 in Eau Claire. Again, not the real temperatures, just the feels like, but we're still going to see our real temperatures below zero, -5 in La Crosse. So while the cars don't necessarily care about the wind chill, they are going to care about what their thermometer reads. Definitely need to warm those up for at least a couple minutes before you head out, because another note, if you can take a look in downtown La Crosse, still seeing some patchy snow on the roadways, especially the less traveled roads. So wanting to leave a couple minutes early as well. In Eau Claire, sitting at -9 with wind gusts closer to around 25 miles per hour. As we go throughout the rest of the morning and into the afternoon, we're not going to see a lot of warming today. Good news is the dangerous wind chills at least subside after the noon hours. So until then, make sure you're covering any exposed skin if you absolutely have to be outside for longer than about 30 minutes. I'll have a closer look at today's forecast and some upcoming snow chances coming up in a little bit.
All right, and moving on now to some other news of the day. 1 second, we'll get the prompter caught up. Here we go. And as the extreme cold continues to strain local shelters, warm space when it's needed most.
Winter cold doesn't take weekends off, and for people who don't have stable housing, finding a warm place to go during the day can be difficult. That's why one local group is now stepping in. As winter cold picks up, local groups are stepping in to make sure people without a place to go during the day still have somewhere warm to land, especially on weekends.
I think it's especially important now that the library is closed on Sunday to have a place where the community can gather and where people can come in and stay warm and have a bite to eat. The temperatures are bitterly cold out.
The local group called What I Need Now says they served over 100 people at Bridges United Methodist Church throughout the weekend. Nonprofits say this daytime warming center is part of a larger conversation that's been going on for years.
We have been talking as community nonprofits for a really long time about how desperately we need a day center, and I think this is a great place to start, and we can expand from here and really start taking care of the most vulnerable people in our community.
And for those using the space, Sue Graff says the impact goes beyond warmth, offering connection, stability, and a sense of belonging during the coldest days of the year.
It's just nice to be able to give people a warm, centralized place to hang out. People have been so grateful to be able to come in and connect with each other and with us.
But I can... all right, that was JDS McGee reporting. We are having a couple technical difficulties, but I think we're all cleared up now to head back out to News 8 Now's Seth Padilla. He's live with some details on a warming shelter opening today as we deal with this bitter cold. Good morning out there, Seth. All right, he is frozen there. We'll try to check back in with him shortly. Getting to some other headlines this morning, a truck crashed into the wall of a North La Crosse home Saturday night. Take a look here. That happened around 10 p.m. near the McDonald's on George Street. According to the La Crosse Police Department, the driver accelerated excessively, then lost control of the vehicle. No injuries or arrests were reported. Tension still high this morning in Minneapolis as ICE protests continue. President Trump says he may invoke the Insurrection Act as 1,500 federal troops await on standby in Alaska. Bradley Blackburn reports.
Protesters demonstrated throughout the weekend, as they have every day since the deadly shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent in Minneapolis a week and a half ago.
We will not be shut down.
A small group of pro-ICE demonstrators tangled with those against immigration enforcement.
People have been stopped for simply appearing to be Somali or appearing to be Latino or appearing to be foreign. And it's concerning because we also know we're not getting these stories from Irish folks and Norwegian folks here.
Last night on 60 Minutes, the Minneapolis police chief shared his concerns about the killing of Good.
We're in this 2020 moment where all these tensions have been building. And I'm afraid we're going to have another moment where it all explodes.
A top immigration official defends the actions of agents, including those involved in the shooting of Good.
Our officers are told that they give one warning to follow the lawful instruction to stop impeding. If she did not obey that lawful order, then she was going to get arrested.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is asking the city's mayor to better handle protests.
If he would set up a peaceful protest zone so that these individuals can exercise their First Amendment rights and do so peacefully, we would love that.
The mayor says that's not a reasonable request.
First Amendment speech is not limited to one park or one section of the city.
A new CBS News poll shows more Americans now think ICE is being too tough in encounters compared to November. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Several thousand ICE agents and federal officers are now deployed in Minneapolis. And the Trump administration is threatening a 10% tariff on 8 European countries if they don't support his plan to annex Greenland. The European Union holding an emergency meeting to coordinate its response. Meanwhile, U.S. senators are moving to push back, challenging the tariff plan and citing a law that blocks any U.S. withdrawal from NATO without congressional approval. And the snow and cold won't deter some Coulee region ice fishing diehards. News 8 photographer Brianna Gasper has more on the Midwest tradition in this week's eyepiece.
It's fun pastime to do in the winter, you know. It's not a whole lot you can always do and have passion for fishing year round. So it's fun to do with the river here.
Yeah, I grew up ice fishing, loving it, and yeah, I just enjoyed all the time out on the ice. And you know, I'm one to not be on the ice when it's super thin, so it's got to be a certain amount of thickness for me to get out there.
Just all these traditions that we have, being out in the water, enjoy the Mississippi, just love being a Wisconsinite. Every time we come out here, we're making memories, exploring, catching fish, keeping traditions alive.
Just the joy on a child's face when they catch a fish for the first time or the first time this season. It's such a unique opportunity and a special thing about this place. Ice fishing is part of our heritage. It's part of the culture of this place. It's just such a great way to get out and experience the wonder of the outdoors. It's a part of who we are, of what we enjoy doing. I think it's amazing for people to be able to experience the diversity of life that's found here on the river.
And ice fishing season typically lasts through early to mid-March. Bells were ringing at the La Crosse Center Sunday as couples said yes to wedding plans at the 2026 La Crosse Wedding Expo. Attendees met and booked vendors from photographers and caterers and their venues as well. Organizers say it's a one-stop shop to help couples turn ideas into I do.
A lot of emails, a lot of cold calls can happen, but that interaction that they get face-to-face with their vendor, the people that they'll be actually meeting with and utilizing for their big day is really important. And I think that's a benefit for both sides, for businesses and for couples.
75 vendors were there. The time now is 6:09. Still ahead on your morning news. Your federal student loan payments will stay on hold a little longer. We'll tell you why. Some other big changes coming to how you file your taxes this year. And Roblox is rolling out new safety features for kids. And changes also coming to milk in schools. It's impacting dairy farmers. Ahead, hear from some of them. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Today is National Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We honor the life and legacy of the civil rights icon, most famous for his I Have a Dream speech. Many schools are closed today to honor him, but other places hold parades or spend some time learning about his life and legacy. As we wake up this morning, we'll leave you with a quick wake-up call with Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta is, of course, the birthplace and childhood home of Martin Luther King Jr. Much of his family still living there today. Atlanta hanging this banner this morning, giving tribute to him, saying, "I have a dream." Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here at Maxwell White, we know how valuable your time is. From issues with your hot water to slower clogged drains, our team is always on time with friendly service and solutions you can trust. Don't wait. Contact Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
In the heart of Wisconsin dairy country, there's only one place making cottage cheese, and it's right here in Westby. Since 1903, Westby Cooperative Creamery has been farmer-owned and community-driven, crafting wholesome cottage cheese the same way for generations. And with a new investment in modern technology, we're ensuring our tradition continues, fresher, safer, and more sustainable than ever. Westby Cooperative Creamery, the only cottage cheese maker in Wisconsin. Farmer-owned, Wisconsin proud.
Where there's a flooded basement, there's a solution. Where there are wet spots or musty smells, there's an answer. Where wood damage or dry rot is stealing home value, there's an expert. American Waterworks. For wet basements, wood damage, and effects of dry rot, American Waterworks professional crack repair, waterproofing, sump pumps, and vapor barriers provide long-lasting solutions to tough problems. Wherever moisture problems surface, there's an answer. American Waterworks. Schedule your free inspection and estimate today.
La Crosse Fireplace Company has been helping families build a warm and cozy gathering area in their homes for over 25 years. With our huge selection of Heat and Glow fireplaces, you're sure to find the style to perfectly fit your home. Now, through the end of the month, save 25% off on all Heat and Glow fireplaces. Whether it's a remodel or new construction, La Crosse Fireplace Company is devoted to making your experience wonderful. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Let's talk about character for a moment. The heart and soul that defines what you're made of. People of true character recognize that they're part of something bigger than themselves. Take the doctors, nurses, and staff at Amplify Health. These are pros at the top of their game who come together as a team and give it their all for the benefit of others. That's character. That's professionalism. That's Amplify Health. And that's the mindset that makes life better.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get a total value of over $6,100 on this Sierra 1500 model. Plus get $3,000 trade allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
The quality of their products are fabulous. That's why I always get my faucets and things through them, because I know they're gonna last. Everything they've ever replaced, toilets, faucets, shower heads, has lived its life to its fullest.
In your morning consumer news, some big relief for student loan borrowers, at least for now. The Education Department is now pausing wage garnishments for those in default, also on hold, taking tax refunds or other federal benefits to collect student debt. The collections were supposed to start this month. Right now, it's unclear how long the pause will last. And taxes are also changing this year. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill raises standard deductions, $15,000 for singles, that is. It also limits SALT deductions based on your income and changes how standard deductions are calculated. If you have kids, there's a good chance they've played Roblox, but concerns over child safety are leading to some big changes. In addition to parental controls, Roblox is now using age gating software that scans a player's face and only allows chat with others in the same age range. President Trump recently signed a bill letting schools in the National School Lunch Program serve whole and 2% milk again. The move follows new guidelines from HHS supporting whole-fat dairy. Abigail Curtin spoke with some dairy executives.
Iowans love their milk. According to the Iowa Farm Bureau, 98% of households consumed dairy weekly in 2023. But CEO of Anderson Erickson Dairy, Miriam Erickson Brown, says it hasn't been easy to get her customers the products they wanted until now.
Can I do a happy dance on air?
For the last 12 years, students receiving milk with their school meals only had the option of low-fat or fat-free dairy. It was part of an initiative from the Obama administration to improve the childhood obesity epidemic. Erickson Brown says that left AE unable to deliver its most popular items.
We want to provide our customers with the products that they prefer and that they like. And since 2012, we've been restricted.
And it's led many Americans to just drink less milk. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, fluid milk consumption has dropped by almost 30% since 2010. Erickson Brown attributes this to not having options.
So we know kids drink 2% and whole milks at home. And if you ask them to make that change to a fat-free while they're at school, that's a tough change.
Ultimately, this new law doesn't require schools to stop providing low-fat or fat-free options. Iowa State University's Northwest Iowa Dairy Outlook says this could give Iowa's dairy farmers a boost, especially since new dietary guidelines encourage drinking whole milk. Though whether students will return to drinking whole or 2% milk or other beverages instead remains to be seen.
That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it back over to Nicole now. She's got an update on our forecast.
Yes, we are looking at a very frigid start to the morning. Current feels like temperatures still sitting close to around -30 to around -25, really at your warmest. Feeling closer to -28 in La Crosse, still feeling like -32 in Eau Claire. Across the entirety of the area, feeling closer to, again, at least -25. So that is a dangerous wind chill. That means frostbite is possible in as little as 10 minutes, no more than 30 minutes. So if you have to be outside for longer than a short period of time, definitely make sure you're bundling up and covering any exposed skin, or else you will be putting yourself at risk for some frostbite through the morning hours. And we really don't have a lot of warming happening until we get into the afternoon. Really, like taking a look at our hourly wind chills, we're still going to be seeing that dangerous cold all the way through the morning hours, seeing wind chills in the negative mid-20s. By the noon hour, we get out of that danger zone, but it's still going to be quite frigid for the rest of the afternoon. By the evening, our winds really start to die down, thankfully, and we'll see somewhat slightly milder conditions, but overall still going to feel quite cold out there for the entirety of the day. High temperatures are going to struggle to climb above zero, but really, even so, the wind chills aren't going to feel any warmer than, again, about -15 across the entirety of the area. All thanks to those strong winds that we have a cold wind as well, blowing out of the northwest through the morning hours, still staying quite windy, around 15 to 20 miles per hour for your sustained winds. But by the evening, we have some relief in sight, starting to see those winds slowly die down by the overnight period. Tonight, we should see them become even lighter, if not calm, by the morning hours. So while the cold air is still going to be staying down as we go into tonight, it's not going to be feeling as cold. Little to no wind chill by the time we wake up in the morning, so it's going to feel exactly like the thermometer is telling you. Feeling like -6 in La Crosse in the morning hours, -8 in Eau Claire by the afternoon. We'll have more warming out there, much milder, but still far below normal, with highs for the most part in the teens. Still seeing light winds continue all day tomorrow. So again, no wind chill to deal with or to battle. Going to feel like that thermometer is reading when you step out the door. Then we have some light snow on the way. The first batch coming as we go into Tuesday evening. Looking at it coming after the evening commute, so shouldn't see any travel impacts until about the later evening into the overnight period, and seeing some light snow spread mainly for areas south of I-94 as we go into the later evening hours, closer to around 8 or 9, and it moves out pretty quickly. We should be clear and dry as we go into Wednesday morning, but still the chance for some minor travel impacts, because we could expect at least an inch of snow for folks mainly near I-94 and southward. Folks further to the north still have a chance, but it's a fairly low chance to see that 1 inch of snow. And then 1 to 3 inches is going to be possible for folks further south of I-90, with an additional chance of about 1 to 3 inches as well coming on Wednesday, with a 50% chance of flurries across the area. That's actually going to be the warmest day as well. Still well below average though, but not going to feel like the weekend, as we have near record low temperatures coming in as we go into Saturday morning.
Thank you, Nicole. New research is proving the link between autism and Tylenol doesn't exist. We'll tell you what doctors are saying this morning, and which infectious diseases are rising at alarming rates. What to prepare yourself for after the morning sports blitz.
Coming up in sports, a look at this weekend's NFL playoff action, a controversial call on Saturday and a thrilling ender in last night's Chicago game. I've got the highlights coming up in the Morning Blitz.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $30. That's a 20-cent fuel saver for every $30 you spend in store and online. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
In 1969, Taco John's combined Western traditions with Mexican flavors and created West Mex. More than 50 years later, it still tastes like a good idea. West Mex meals start at just $5, only at Taco John's.
At Sealands Carpetland, your family comes first. We're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners in creating a home that lasts a lifetime. Discover a world of comfort and durability with our huge selection. Whether it's cozy carpeting for your living room, timeless hardwood for a classic touch, or versatile tiles that stand up to the hustle and bustle of family life. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $30. That's a 20-cent fuel saver for every $30 you spend in store and online. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Yeah, that's the stuff. The white stuff, to be exact.
Winter's here, and it looks like it's going to be a while.
It sure is. And don't forget, when it comes to winter's worst, expect more from the best. First Warn Weather. First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
News 8 Now Sports.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. After a bit of a slump, the Wisconsin Badgers are starting to heat up. From the end of November to January 3rd, the Wisconsin men were just 4-4 and looked like a very average basketball team. But fast forward to today, Wisconsin is on a 4-game winning streak, including a big win on the road against, at the time, second-ranked Michigan, and then took down Rutgers on Saturday, scoring 96 points. They look like a completely different team with improvements in all areas on the court.
I think, honestly, it's a lot of internal things that we've really improved on. Obviously, we're making shots, and that helps us look a lot better, and we're getting wins. But I think internally, every night, our mindset's kind of flipped ever since that game to a more aggressive team, a more at-you team, rather than kind of taking that first blow, getting on our heels early. I think on the flip side, we're kind of delivering that, and we're getting teams on their heels first.
I think, individual player development and team improvement, is still important, and it's vital. I mean, and that's what we've always strived towards, is can we get better as the season goes on?
Now, you can't win a championship in January. The only thing you can do is stack wins and build that resume for March. Next up for the Badgers, Thursday on the road against Penn State, who is just 1-8 in their last 9 games, and then back to Madison for 3 straight home games to close out January. We had a bit of controversy during Saturday's playoff games. Overtime between the Bills and the Broncos, 3rd and 10. Now, at first glance, it appears that Josh Allen completes the pass to Brandon Cooks, but as they hit the ground, Jaquan McMillan ends up with the football, and it was called an interception. It would stay that way as the Broncos would end up going down the field and kicking the game-winning field goal. But social media was losing their minds after the play, many saying they thought Cooks had control and should have been ruled down by contact as they hit the ground. Now, me personally, I thought it was an interception, but it was such a bang-bang play that it really was a tough call. So Denver wins, but awful news following that game as it was announced their starting quarterback, Bo Nix, fractured a bone in his ankle and will miss the remainder of the year. And then late on Saturday night, the Seattle Seahawks made a statement as they destroyed the 49ers 41-6. And then a check-in on last night's game. Bears were down 7, 27 seconds left, and on 4th and 4, Caleb Williams is in trouble. Sprinting backwards, eventually going to toss up a prayer to the end zone, and it's caught. Cole Kmet, are you serious? This game would go into overtime. Rams would punt, so the Bears just need a field goal. Williams going down the field, but that ball is intercepted. Rams take over, and they would take advantage, eventually making the game-winning field goal as they are moving on. So the Bears fall 20-17 the final, which means we've got the Rams taking on the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game, and then New England took care of Houston, so we will have the Patriots and the Broncos in the AFC Championship game. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Hi, my name's Levi, and this is Maxwell White Water Conditioning Tip 79. Chlorine in city water can cause dry skin and bad taste or odor. If you notice these issues, call us today at 608-781-8088.
Everybody's friendly, and if you've got problems or need some help, they'll pitch in.
All the things I used to do before I came here, I still do. It gives you freedom and a little happiness.
You don't have to shovel, you don't have to mow.
I would recommend this place highly. We looked at several, and this was the top of my line. The meals, everything is just, it's great.
Do you want free internet? Forever? You got it. Really. We mean it. Spectrum is offering free fiber-powered internet forever. Want it? Just call this number and switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum for a lifetime of internet you never pay for. It's not a trial. It's an unprecedented offer. So we'll say it again. Free fiber-powered internet forever. Have you called yet? Because your internet is forever. But this ad ends now.
Everyone deserves to be connected. Big cities, small towns, everywhere in between. And staying connected shouldn't break the bank. That's why T-Mobile and US Cellular have joined forces. The best network just got bigger. And we're combining it with the local service you know and trust. Join now and save up to 20% versus Verizon.
So that no matter what mess you brought into this church today, no matter what addiction and what struggle, no matter how many times you've doubted God or questioned God, that because of Jesus Christ, God's not holding it over your head. Instead, there is this amazing grace, there is this unconditional love that you and I can say, God doesn't just put up with us. God loves us.
Join Pastor Mike Novotny each Sunday. Watch Time of Grace on Channel 8, WKBT.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face, when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Hi, my name is Tom, and this is Maxwell White Water Conditioning Tip number 281. PFAS and nitrates in your water can be serious. If you are worried about impurities like these, call us today at 608-781-8088.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
Good morning, I'm First Warn meteorologist Nicole Skalicki. We're still tracking frigid cold moving into the area and lasting until this afternoon. I'll have a full look at your forecast coming up in just a couple minutes.
Right now this morning, the Emergency Day Center in La Crosse will open due to the extreme weather. I'll have more info on that up next.
Tensions remain high in Minneapolis. Protesters continue to turn out over that recent deadly ICE-involved shooting. And a new study reassures pregnant parents taking Tylenol during pregnancy does not increase your risk of autism. We'll have the latest on a new review. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. On this Monday, January 19th, it is 6:30 a.m. Hope your morning and your week are off to a good start. It is freezing cold out there. We're going to let you know that right now. We're going to be joined now by Nicole. She's tracking it for us. Yeah, there's really no other way to put it. Freezing, bitter, excruciatingly
dangerous,
cold.
Awful. Yeah, very
All of the
uncomfortable.
above.
But the only good news is I guess it's waking us all up when we head out the door in the morning. Definitely a wake-up call, not anyone's preferred wake-up method, but it's going to be a chilly one. So you're going to want to bundle up, start the car a couple minutes earlier because it is dangerously cold out there. Wind chills between -20, if not -30 at the coldest moments, and that is right now, meaning frostbite is possible in as little as 10 minutes across the entirety of the area. Current feels like temperatures haven't budged too much this morning, still sitting at what feels like -28 in La Crosse, -32 for the wind chill in Eau Claire, with little warming to come as we go throughout the next few hours. In La Crosse, as we look into the afternoon, we're still going to be seeing dangerous wind chills until about the noon hour. That's when we start to see them climbing out of what feels like the -20s. So while it's still going to feel very cold out there through the entirety of the day, we're going to lose that very dangerous frostbite risk after we get into the afternoon hours. And Eau Claire, seeing those wind chills still staying in the negative teens even as we head into the evening. The good news is the winds die down as we go into the overnight, but we're still going to look at a very cold week ahead. I'll have a full look at your forecast coming up in a little bit.
All right, we'll see you then, Nicole. Thank you for that. And with these dangerously cold temperatures, the city is opening a warming shelter. News 8 Now, Seth Padilla is live with what you need to know. Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Alexandra. And that center you mentioned is right behind me and will be open from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. today due to those extreme lows. And now the location where I'm at and the center is at is 713 St. James Street. And they will be offering a safe, warm space, water, and storage for personal belongings in secure containers. Now, visitors must check in with staff and also some free transportation. A free bus will leave the downtown transit center at 7:42 a.m. and another free bus leaving St. James in Caledonia at 12:25 p.m. heading back to downtown. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
Thank you for that update, Seth. And some other headlines to get to as that extreme cold continues to strain local shelters. A new weekend shelter is now stepping in to help. News 8 Now's Jadius McGee shows us how a community group is creating more warm space when it's needed most.
Winter cold doesn't take weekends off, and for people who don't have stable housing, finding a warm place to go during the day can be difficult. That's why one local group is now stepping in. As winter cold picks up, local groups are stepping in to make sure people without a place to go during the day still have somewhere warm to land, especially on weekends.
I think it's especially important now that the library is closed on Sunday to have a place where the community can gather and where people can come in and stay warm and have a bite to eat. The temperatures are bitterly cold out.
The local group called What I Need Now says they served over 100 people at Bridges United Methodist Church throughout the weekend. Nonprofits say this daytime warming center is part of a larger conversation that's been going on for years.
We have been talking as community nonprofits for a really long time about how desperately we need a day center, and I think this is a great place to start, and we can expand from here and really start taking care of the most vulnerable people in our community.
And for those using the space, Sue Graff says the impact goes beyond warmth, offering connection, stability, and a sense of belonging during the coldest days of the year.
It's just nice to be able to give people a warm, centralized place to hang out. People have been so grateful to be able to come in and connect with each other and with us. It's just been wonderful.
The warming center is open every Sunday from 1 to 4 until the end of February. Reporting La Crosse, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now.
And a truck crashed into the wall of a North La Crosse home Saturday night. That happened around 10 p.m. near the McDonald's on George Street. According to police, the driver accelerated excessively, losing control of the vehicle. No injuries or arrests were reported. Tensions are still high in Minneapolis as ICE protests continue there. President Trump says he may invoke the Insurrection Act as 1,500 federal troops await on standby in Alaska. Bradley Blackburn reports.
Protesters demonstrated throughout the weekend, as they have every day since the deadly shooting of Renee Good by an ICE agent in Minneapolis a week and a half ago.
We will not be shut down.
A small group of pro-ICE demonstrators tangled with those against immigration enforcement.
People have been stopped for simply appearing to be Somali or appearing to be Latino or appearing to be foreign. And it's concerning because we also know we're not getting these stories from Irish folks and Norwegian folks here.
Last night on 60 Minutes, the Minneapolis police chief shared his concerns about the killing of Good.
We're in this 2020 moment where all these tensions have been building. And I'm afraid we're going to have another moment where it all explodes.
A top immigration official defends the actions of agents, including those involved in the shooting of Good.
Our officers are told that they give one warning to follow the lawful instruction to stop impeding. If she did not obey that lawful order, then she was going to get arrested.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is asking the city's mayor to better handle protests.
If he would set up a peaceful protest zone so that these individuals can exercise their First Amendment rights and do so peacefully, we would love that.
The mayor says that's not a reasonable request.
First Amendment speech is not limited to one park or one section of the city.
A new CBS News poll shows more Americans now think ICE is being too tough in encounters compared to November. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Several thousand ICE agents and federal officers are now deployed in Minneapolis. And bells were ringing at the La Crosse Center Sunday as couples said yes to wedding plans at the 2026 La Crosse Wedding Expo. Attendees there met and even booked with vendors from photographers to caterers and local venues. Organizers say it's a one-stop shop to help couples turn ideas into I do.
A lot of emails, a lot of cold calls can happen, but that interaction that they get face-to-face with their vendor, the people that they'll be actually meeting with and utilizing for their big day is really important. And I think that's a benefit for both sides, for businesses and for couples.
The expo featured about 75 vendors. In our morning medical news, acetaminophen during pregnancy is not linked to autism, debunking claims made last year by the Trump administration. A new review of 43 studies published Friday finds that taking Tylenol while pregnant does not increase the risk of autism, ADHD, or other intellectual disabilities.
Pregnant women should know that taking Tylenol during pregnancy is not going to increase the risk of autism in their child. And in fact, an untreated fever during pregnancy has been shown to increase the risk of neurodevelopmental issues.
This rigorous review looked at millions of births around the world and included siblings of mothers who took acetaminophen during one pregnancy and not the other. Emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases can spread quickly. They can be persistent and unable to be controlled. Mandy Gaither takes a look at the top 5 emerging infectious diseases.
They're illnesses that are easily spread. Emerging and re-emerging infectious diseases can be transmitted through travel, bugs, or by those who are unprotected by vaccination and remain a major concern.
All of these infectious disease threats, the reason we don't have to worry about them is not because they vanished. It's because we have tools that we have deployed to control them.
Dr. Amish Adalja with Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security says those tools are being underutilized. His top 5 list of infectious diseases to watch out for in 2026 starts with measles. As of Tuesday, there have been 171 confirmed cases reported in 2026 in the U.S. There were more than 2,200 confirmed measles cases last year.
The U.S. will likely lose its measles elimination status later this month.
Next, avian flu remains a top concern. Adalja says these viruses circulate naturally through birds and can spread to other animals.
The 1918 influenza pandemic was an avian influenza outbreak that turned into a worldwide pandemic.
Third, Adalja says a family of contagions called filoviruses, which include Ebola and Marburg virus, continue to be a threat in Africa and are spreading.
And we continue to see new countries experience outbreaks of these viral hemorrhagic fevers that can be very difficult to contain.
Fourth, Mpox, which causes flu-like symptoms and a rash and is spread through intimate contact or contaminated items like bedding. Adalja says the Mpox vaccine can help, but many of those at high risk aren't getting it. Finally, insect-borne illnesses like Oropouche virus spread through mosquitoes and biting midges, and anaplasmosis spread by ticks, which he says is spreading in the U.S.
People know about Lyme disease, but they might not know about anaplasmosis, which can be more severe.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8. We've got Hank turning 8 months old today. He loves playing with his big sister. And Selena is 8 years old. She loves coloring and music. Happy birthday. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, 88, 98, we'd love to feature them. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button right there on the home tab. Coming up, it's MLK Day. How our community is honoring his legacy, and a celebration happening tonight that you can attend, coming up next.
While you're busy, your pup can play all day at Top Dog Retreat in West Salem. Safe, supervised fun with friends, plus plenty of exercise and love. Because a tired dog is a happy dog. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
The Menards bag sale is here. Get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag. Plus, get big savings on big buys, like new appliances. You'll find a great selection ready to take home today. Save $145 each on a Maytag top-load washer or an electric dryer. Find the cabinetry that meets your needs with Cardell. They're ready to install and feature free shipping to your home. Get all Cardell and Medallion cabinets on sale now.
Save big money at Menards.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org. or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
In the heart of Wisconsin dairy country, there's only one place making cottage cheese, and it's right here in Westby. Since 1903, Westby Cooperative Creamery has been farmer-owned and community-driven, crafting wholesome cottage cheese the same way for generations. And with a new investment in modern technology, we're ensuring our tradition continues, fresher, safer, and more sustainable than ever. Westby Cooperative Creamery, the only cottage cheese maker in Wisconsin. Farmer-owned, Wisconsin proud.
You came prepared to take on the pressure. We came prepared to give you none of that, just more out of buying a car. At Maury's West Salem Kia, you get our best price up front. No scripts, no side eyes, no 4-hour negotiations. Maury's sales team doesn't work on commission, so you get more help, less hassle. Need service? With Maury's, you get honest work done right. We even do more for our community. Get more with Maury's West Salem Kia. Visit Maury'sWestSalemKia.com.
At Top Dog Retreat in West Salem, skip the mess and hassle at home. Our climate-controlled self-serve dog wash is open 24 hours to keep your dog clean, dry, and ready for their next adventure. Top Dog Retreat, a bark above the rest.
Well, we are looking at a very cold morning as we head out the door, and we're going to see these temperatures lasting now through the next couple days, or the next couple hours, I should say, with even colder conditions on the way as we finish the week out. So looking at our current wind chills sitting at what feels like 28 in La Crosse, 32 in Eau Claire. Really haven't seen these budge too much as we went throughout the first couple hours of the morning, and they're likely going to stay pretty close to that as we go throughout the rest of the morning. All that means is that frostbite is possible possible in as little as 30 minutes, if not 10 minutes, when you're seeing the wind chills closer to around -30. All the more reason to bundle up as you head out the door. If you have to be outside for longer than a very short period of time, make sure you're covering any of your exposed skin. So that's the hats, the mittens, and the scarves. As we go throughout the rest of the day, we're still going to hold on to some very windy conditions for the morning hours with a cold breeze out of the northwest. Still quite breezy as we head into the afternoon, but once we get into the evening, we're going to start to see those winds die down slowly. Still a bit of a breeze by the evening hours, but as we head into the overnight period, that's when we really start to see those winds lighten up, and by tomorrow morning we should see calm conditions. So while that cold air is still going to be situated all over top of us, we're not going to see any wind chill issues for tomorrow morning. Still feeling them though as we go throughout the next few hours in that dangerously cold level until about the noon hour. That's when we start to see those wind chills rising into the negative teens. So while it's still going to feel quite cold on your skin, we're not going to be seeing as much of a frostbite risk once we go later into the afternoon. And by the evening hours, again, those winds start to die down, so we should see those wind chills really subside. Still going to be, of course, quite cold with those real temperatures, but the wind chill won't be as much of an issue, at least for the next couple days, although as you can see, temperatures fall very rapidly as we go into the end of the week. So Tuesday and Wednesday are looking like some of our warmest days of the week, but with our average high close to 27, we're still going to be staying below average for multiple days in a row, with even colder conditions coming as we go into the end of the week. High temperatures in the negatives, that puts our lows in the negative teens, even nearing negative 20s for some locations in the morning hours. The good news is not looking at quite as breezy conditions during this cold stretch, but still going to see a little bit of a wind out there, and even a little bit of a wind is enough to impact those wind chills. So an even colder stretch coming as we go into the end of the week. We also have some light snow on its way before we get to that bitter cold. Likely coming tomorrow evening. Probably going to miss that evening commute timeline. Looking to see that light snow come in sometime around 8 or 9 p.m. and it filters out already by Wednesday morning, although we could still see about an inch, if not more, on the ground once we wake up Wednesday morning, mainly for folks south of I-94, I should say, with some folks further south of I-90 seeing the chance for 1 to 3 inches. As we take a look at our 8-day forecast, then again, we have a brief warm up going into the middle of the week, although not really that warm, still below average. Definitely warmer than what we have coming this weekend though, with morning lows likely falling into the negative teens. Could see some record breakers coming up later this week.
Today is Mindful Monday and Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and we're talking about community belonging and continuing Dr. King's legacy. And we're joined this morning by Dr. Carolyn Bostrak to tell us more about how the community can get involved, including tonight. Good morning. Thank you for being here today.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what's going on at Viterbo today.
We're very excited. We have our 21st annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration this evening, and we're very excited to have everyone. We have 5:30 nonprofit tabling, appetizers, jazz music, and then the program starts at 7.
Okay, sounds great, and that's all going on tonight. So is this open to the public? Do we have to pre-register? How does that go?
It is free to the community. Thank you to Viterbo University and our sponsors and donors within the community.
Okay, great. So how does health equity connect to Dr. King's message? Talk a little bit about that.
When we think about Dr. Martin Luther King and the beloved community, he's talking about how health starts not only in our schools and our workforce and our homes. Healthcare is throughout our entire community, and so with a thriving community is a healthy community.
Okay, and what about a beloved community? What does that mean, and how do we build something like that here?
In a beloved community, we're providing an opportunity for everyone from all walks of life to be able to be seen, feel like they belong, and you know, as a community member within that beloved community, it's really where are our strong workforce, where's our strong household and our strong health care in our community.
Okay, and kind of working all together to build that up.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great there. And so how can people get involved in equity work locally?
So locally, get involved. Come down. We have tabling at 5:30 to 6:30 with different local nonprofit community work agencies and organizations, being able to volunteer your time, showing up consistently and share and coming within community.
Okay, and tonight's the perfect time to get involved in that.
Yes.
Okay, great. Any other resources for people who want to learn more or take action?
Yes. So come to our Viterbo website, be able to come on and see the different listed nonprofits and community organizations in order to continue to stay involved.
Okay, and then we've got that information for tonight. Again, that starts at 5:30 tonight at Viterbo. Anything else you want to say or want to let our viewers know?
Yes, so tonight is a wonderful place to come and be connected with local nonprofit, school, and healthcare organizations, and also stay focused on well-being and that opportunity for community and building.
Okay, well, thank you so much for being here this morning, Carolyn.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $30. That's a 20-cent fuel saver for every $30 you spend in store and online. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
I'm Jordan Rudolph, and I'm the owner of Unity Fitness. As our mission to serve and help have a positive influence on so many people, we can't thank you enough for having our back and helping us spread that mission forward into helping more people in the area.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your goals and for 10 years of support.
We view people as more than a before and after.
We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
To see if you're the right fit for us or if we're the right fit for you, head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
It's that time of year. The chill is in the air. Are your floors freezing? Warm up your home with carpet from Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. We've got the coziest, most durable carpet for your home. Come in and check out our color options, styles, and patterns. We're happy to help you find just what you need to make your home warm and cozy. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
The independent living is really nice because you have your own apartment and it's just like living at home.
Although I thought I was way too young to be moving in a place like this, finding Welcome Home was just like finding a home.
Live your life the way you want to and don't have to worry about all the other chores and insurance and things like that.
I like that we get a balanced meal.
Those little helps really help me to be independent.
This Monday, one day only, earn a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $30. That's a 20-cent fuel saver for every $30 you spend in store and online. Monday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
It's definitely going to be a snow that's going to pile up.
Yeah, that's the stuff. The white stuff, to be exact.
Winter's here, and it looks like it's going to be a while.
It sure is. And don't forget, when it comes to winter's worst, expect more from the best. First Warn Weather.
A major snowfall event.
Travel will be hazardous, sometimes impossible at times. But man, I tell you what, we have bitter cold conditions come in as we go through Wednesday afternoon. Snowfall continues across most of the area. We still got the alert day just for that.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
What is a hero? Not the kind from comic books and movies, saving the day. We're talking about everyday heroes, those with a special kind of courage or ability, those saving the day, one person at a time. News 8 Now wants to find those heroes and thank them for bettering our community. Go to news8000.com, click on Features, then Hometown Heroes to nominate someone you feel is truly a hometown hero.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day.
With the dangerous cold, the city is opening up a warming center, and that's the building you see behind me here. From 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. it will be open, and that's due to those extreme lows. And now the location of where I'm at in the center is 713 St. James Street, and they will be offering a safe, warm space, water, and storage for personal belongings in secure containers. Now visitors must check in with staff when they arrive, and you're looking at some free transportation if you want to come here. A free bus will leave the downtown transit center at 7:42 a.m. and a free bus leaving St. James and Caledonia at 12:25 p.m. heading back downtown will be there as well. Reporting live in La Crosse, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now this morning.
A truck crashed into the wall of a North La Crosse home Saturday night. That happened about 10 p.m. near the McDonald's on George Street. According to police, the driver accelerated excessively, losing control of the vehicle. No injuries were reported and no arrests were made. And acetaminophen during pregnancy is not linked to autism, debunking claims last year from the Trump administration. A review of 43 studies published Friday finds that taking Tylenol while pregnant does not increase the risk of autism, ADHD, or intellectual disabilities. The rigorous review looked at millions of births around the world. Today is National Popcorn Day. If you go to any Marcus Theater today, you'll get a free large popcorn to enjoy with your movie. This time-honored snack can be eaten in a multitude of ways, so however you like it, go enjoy some today. Yes, nothing like having a popcorn in a movie, huh, Nicole?
Oh my gosh, I think that's the best way to eat popcorn too,
Yes.
especially when it's freshly popped and warm. Because
With
we
all
are
that
going
butter.
to
Yeah, we
need-
need the warmth.
Yeah, all the warmth that we can get. As we go into our MLK holiday, we're looking at very frigid temperatures lasting into the afternoon. High temperature of 2 degrees, but those wind chills again, of course, are going to be between -15 to -30. We're going to see wind chills at the coldest right about now. As we go into the noon hour, they start to get out of that dangerous level, meaning they rise above around -20. By the evening, still going to feel like the negative teens out there, though. Winds should die down tonight, while we'll have another cold morning tomorrow. We're not going to be seeing much of a wind chill, if at all, but that cold comes back very strong as we go into the weekend with near record lows possible for Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's going to get real low. Okay.
And this is our little, I think, warm up to it. Cool down to it, you could say. Yeah, there we go.
We've got a long road ahead of us, basically.
Feeling like winter.
A long, cold road. Thanks for that, Nicole. Thank you for waking up with us this morning. We'll see you back here at noon. We'll have the latest on the news of the day.